Okay, you guys, so today we're going to look at 2.1, which is working on graphing and writing equations in slope-intercept form. Okay, so we're going to calculate and write equations of a line based on given information and graph them from an equation. All right, so slope, as we know, is rise over run, like we just talked about in our last set of notes. Okay, rise over run is also when we're talking about m. So our slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Okay, m is your slope every single time, and b is your y-intercept. Okay, so y-intercept is b, slope is m. Your y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis, so that means as an ordered pair, you're always going to have 0 in the front because you'll be on the y-axis, and this is your x value, and then your y value will be any number that you substitute in for y. So this is your y-intercept. It's where the line crosses the x-axis. Or I'm sorry, the y-axis. Oh my goodness. Okay, where the line crosses the y-axis because it's the y-intercept. Sorry about that, okay? It's located on the y-axis, which is the one that goes up and down, okay, every single time. It's also where we're going to start graphing from every time, okay? So where we start the line on the graph, okay, every single time. All right, so y equals mx plus b. M is slope, rise over run, so we're going to go up or down, whether it's positive or negative, and the run is always to the right. And then the b is the y-intercept on the y-axis. So for our first one, our slope is 4 over 5. Our y-intercept is at 2. So I'm going to go on the y-axis at 2 and put a point because that's where I'm starting from, positive 2. My slope is 4 over 5, so I'm going to go up 4 and to the right 5 from this point. So 1, 2, 3, 4 for my rise, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for my run. Puts me here, and I'm going to draw a line and connect the points. And there's my line. Slope 4 over 5, y-intercept 2, starting from the y-intercept every time. Okay, so let's go to the next one. My slope is negative 1/2, so I'm thinking my line should go down. And then my y-intercept, or my b, is 0, negative 3. Okay, so I'm going to go on my y-axis down to negative 3 and put my point. This is where I start from. And then my slope is down 1, right 2. So down 1, right 2, put a point. Down 1, right 2, put a point. Down 1, right 2, put a point. And you can put as many as you would like to put. I always say you have to put at least 2, right? Because you got to have a 2 to make a line. But you can keep going if you need to, okay? All right, letter C, same thing. So let's go to our slope, which is negative 4. And if you liked it, you can put it over 1 so that you can see which way you have to go. And again, this would mean that it is negative, so it's going to go down. And my b, or my y-intercept, is at 1 on the y-axis. So I'm going to go up 1 and put a point. Then slope is negative 4, so down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and right 1, because our whole numbers are always over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, over 1. And I'm going to draw my line in. Arrows on both ends, okay? All right, pause it, and you do the next 3, and then check them against my work and see if you're correct. So starting at negative 1 for my intercept, okay, on the y-axis. And then my slope is 5 over 1, and it's positive, so I will go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, over 1. Okay. Next one, -4 is my intercept. So I'm going to go down -4 on the y-axis. 3/4 for my slope, and it's up because it's positive. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Drawing your line, arrows on both ends. Okay, last one. Y-intercept is at 8. So again, that would be like 0, 8. So up 8, put a point. And then slope is negative. So again, it's going to be going down. So I'm going to go down 1/1, 2, 3, 4. Put a point. Down 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then draw in your line. Arrows on both ends. Hopefully yours match mine. Again, always thinking about the slope. Okay. Okay, so then the last part of graphing is reversing it. So if I give you a graph, I want you to be able to write an equation. Remember, we have to have two things to write an equation. The slope, or the m, because we're filling in y equals mx plus b, and the two parts you need are the m and the b. So m is your slope, and b is your y-intercept, where it crosses the y-axis. So in order to do this, we have to make 2 points in order to count our slope. So I'm always going to pick my y-intercept as the first point, where it crosses that y-axis. Well, that's at +1, so my b would be 0, 1, or 1. And then I'm going to try to find another point where it crosses, and right here, you can see it crosses exactly where the T lines mark, and the red goes through the center. Okay, so I'm going to count slope from here to here like we did on our worksheet for the maze yesterday. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and I went down. So this is -3 over 1, 2, 3, 4. 3/4. So my m and my b are done, and now I have to write them in the equation. Y equals m, which I know, -3/4, x stays, plus, because it's +1 for my intercept. And there's your equation, -3/4 x plus 1. Okay, same thing. I'm going to start on the y-axis where it crosses. So my b is at 1, 2, 3. So 0, 3. And then I have to find another point where it crosses, which is right here. So I'm going to put a point right there. And my slope is positive because it's going up from left to right. So 1, 2. So my m is going to be 2 over, and then I'm going to go over 1. So 2/1 equals 2. And I'm going to write my equation. Y equals m, which is 2, x stays, and then +3 for my intercept. Y equals 2x plus 3. That's the equation of the red line in this picture. Okay, so pause it and see if you can figure out the next one. So again, starts here. They already put the points for you, so it goes down 2. So my b this time is 0, -2. My slope is going to go from this point to this point. So 1, 2 here. So m is 2 over, and then 1, 2, 3. Can't simplify, so that's my slope. Let's fill it in. Y equals m, 2/3, x, and I'm going to put, sorry, this is a negative this time, so -2. You could put plus -2, and it's the same thing. You just won't ever see it like that. Okay, excellent job. So on the back side, flip over your paper, we're going to do it without a graph. So yesterday we talked about how to find the slope from 2 points, right? So we need to write an equation. So we have to still have y equals mx plus b, which means we need the slope and the intercept again, except there's not a graph for us to find it. So in order to find the slope from 2 points, we have to use the formula from yesterday. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, and let's do x1, y1, x2, y2, just like we did yesterday. And we have our top line as 4 minus negative 1. And then we have 3 minus 0. These two right here become a positive. So 4 plus 1 is 5. 3 minus 0 is 3. And here's my m. So there's one piece. Now I need the b. Well, if you remember, a y-intercept always happens when 0 is in the x place. So this guy right here is actually the y-intercept, the b. 0, negative 1 equals your b. So we have both parts that we need. Here's my m, and here's my b. So let's put it in an equation. Y equals 5/3 m minus 1. Oh, sorry. Oh my gosh. Not m, x. Sorry about that. Okay, on to the next one. So same thing. x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, we have to find the slope. So top line would be 10 minus negative 2. Bottom line is 0 minus 5. This becomes plus, so I've got 12 over negative 5. Again, can't simplify, so that's going to stay for my slope. My intercept is on this side. It always has the 0 in the x spot. So 0, 10 would be my y-intercept or my b. And I'm ready to write my equation. Y equals negative 12/5 x plus 10. Okay, so again, pause the screen and do one on your own. x1, y1, x2, y2. Top row would be 6 minus 4. Bottom row is negative 1 minus 0. Gives me 2 over negative 1, which equals negative 2 when I simplify. So there's my m. And then again, here's my y-intercept. So 0, 4 gives me my b. And I'm ready to write y equals negative 2x plus 4. Okay? All right, last one, word problem. Here we go. Allie received a gift card for her local coffee shop for $25. Every time she goes to the shop, she gets a medium coffee. The graph shows the gift card balance at 2 points. So over here, we have at 2 coffees, $19.70 on our card, and 4 coffees would be $14.40 left on our card. Find the slope between the points, then write an equation to model the situation. State what the slope and the y-intercept mean for the situation. Okay, so slope between 2 points would be our first task. So same exact thing. I'm going to do my formula for slope. And we know x's are the ones down here because this is the x-axis and the y-axis is here. So that's going to be our dollar amount every time. And this will be our x. So top would be 1970 minus 1440. And I don't care if you do that backwards. It would be the same difference. Just do it in the same order for this next part. So then mine would have to be 2 minus 4. If you flipped them, yours would be 4 minus 2 on the bottom. Okay, so when I solve this and subtract, I get 5.3 or 5.30 over negative 2. And since we're talking about money, I'm going to go ahead and divide. And this would be negative 265. Okay, there's my m, my slope. All right, then we know that it starts off at $25. Okay, that would be where our coffee starts at. So that would be your y-intercept. Your y-intercept is always your starting amount. Okay, the starting amount every single time. So our gift card started with $25, which means that is our y-intercept. And it's money. Y will always be money in your word problems. So y values are always money amounts every time. Okay, so here's my m, here's my b. I'm ready to write my equation. negative 2.65x plus 25. Now, what does the slope and the y-intercept mean in this situation? Well, the slope is negative, which means she's spending money. And every time she goes, she buys a medium coffee. So M, or your slope, is the amount she pays for a medium coffee. Okay. Then we already talked about this guy. Your y-intercept is the starting amount. So the $25 means that that was the starting balance on her gift card. Okay. All right. Hopefully you filled them all out. If you have questions, let me know tomorrow when you come back to class and we will work on the homework. Good job, you guys.